What's up, and welcome to another episode of Winged Octopus. This is Tyler here alongside Tess and Greg. How you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing lovely in this wonderful cold weather. Snow,
There's some sarcasm in that voice. I can just tell.
Yesterday we didn't have to wear coats, and
Yeah,
today we're bringing out the snow boots again. So,
yeah.
I'm not that happy
Yeah,
about it.
unfortunately, that's part of living in Michigan, and I mean,
Pure
people would say the same
Michigan
thing here.
at
So,
its finest.
I'm
yep.
hoping all the snow blows off my driveway.
Greg, how you doing?
I'm all right. Just waiting on them trades.
Oh yeah, them
TikTok,
trades.
TikTok.
So the Red Wings have played a little bit better as of late. They got smoked against Chicago the last time we seen them play. So that wasn't good, obviously. Then we had the All-Star break where, Mike Green's team, our Atlantic, was defeated by the Pacific 5-2. Empty net goal there. Mike Green had 2 goals, and he also had an assist. Really good. Boost the trade value a little bit. And then I guess in the other games, obviously the Pacific knocked off the Central 5-2, and the Atlantic knocked off the Metropolitan 7-4. Greg, I want to just throw it to you real quick so you can shout out the sponsors, and then we'll get into that subject.
Absolutely. We're going to give a shout out to our sponsor, Howie's Hockey Tape. Howie's is a Michigan-based product that distributes to the AHL, the OHL, and the NHL, including our very own Detroit Red Wings. Anything you need for the locker room, Howie's has. Shop today at howies.com or .ca for our Canadian listeners and use the promo code WINGEDO to receive 10% off of your order. Show some love to a local product and check out Howie's Hockey Tape. The All-Star break. It was interesting. Mike Green looked probably like the best player for our division. It was kind of the final went back and forth until he got totally blown out of the water. I don't think that his performance raised his trade value simply because it is an all-star game. And I mean, how hard are they trying? But what really stood out to me during that tournament was Brock Besser. The kid is insane. He's very good on a very garbage Vancouver team, just like McDavid is really good on a very garbage Edmonton team. So.
Well, but the Canucks in the next few years are going to be very good. They got Elias Pettersson coming, and if you watch the World Juniors, he was one of the reasons why Sweden got to that gold medal game. I just want to throw my thoughts out there real quick. I thought it was cool. I thought the players tried harder as the games went on, as you would expect, right? That Mike Green looked good. Yeah, you're right. It probably doesn't boost his trade value, but we can all hope and dream, right? Is like I was pretty surprised. I mean, I do see a lot. I do watch a lot of hockey, but I was also surprised to see how good Nikita Kucherov actually is. Like, even in an all-star game, he was just a hockey player, and it's unfortunate that he plays for a team like Tampa Bay. But I thought overall, the All-Star weekend was cool. I thought the skills competition sucked, to be honest. I thought it was pretty boring for the most part. Usually that's the best part for me. What were they doing with the stupid thing with the, trying to get it through the holes there, and Erik Karlsson picking it up. And then they took out the goalie thing where they had last year, the obstacle course, and the goalie had to, score like Mike Smith did. I don't know. It's just they ruined it, kind of. I like the hardest shot and the target shooting, but they could do a lot better to showcase the player's skill than just what they did. Tess, you can go ahead.
Oh, my turn?
Yeah.
What? You done talking, Tyler? I'm just kidding. The skills I always like it. I feel like they could make it more I don't know, energized. But I feel like every sport, their skills competition is kind of meh. But out of the 4 major sports, I'd rather watch hockey than, football, basketball, and baseball. I like it how they had the light up targets for the accuracy shooting. I think it's a little bit it's a little bit cooler and more modern. Watching the games, I took a nap during the Pacific and Central because I didn't care for anyone on those teams, so I took a little nap. Woke up for the Metropolitan and Atlantic game, and I thought a funny moment was when Jack Eichel scored and Matthews told him to do the goal signal because Matthews got robbed last week in Toronto. That stupid no call, no goal shit, and then they had a no goal or yeah, a call waved off yesterday. And I was reading tweets that Matthew said, like, if you score in the next shift, like, do the signal, and they both did it. And I was seeing pictures all over Twitter, and I just think it was really funny. So like that was cool. And then did you guys hear what's a Tampa Bay coach? Is it John Cooper? That's his name, right?
Yeah.
John Cooper.
Yeah.
Yes.
What he said, Blashill texted him after the game, and Blashill said, "Hey, you need more wings on your team." And then Cooper responded, "He finally got proper coaching."
I happen to agree with that.
I agree. Talking about Mike Green with his 2 goals in the final game yesterday, I thought that was pretty entertaining. But I mean, like, I agree. Like, I would hope maybe that would up his trade value, but the All-Star game really isn't taken seriously. I mean, I think over the last few years, how they changed it up, maybe it's a little bit more like, there's incentive. You have $1 million, or you could win a car. Like,
$1 million
there's something there.
Split between your team.
I mean, still, it's extra money because, like, it's something.
What about Hillary Knight in the skills competition?
I saw that she was demonstrating the accuracy shooting, right?
Yeah,
that's what she did.
I think Hillary
Knight
so
cool.
I think she could come in and easily replace any of our third or fourth line players.
She could take over Helm's spot, an applicator spot. Yeah. She could take over a Glendenning spot, Witowski spot. I would have Hillary Knight in a heartbeat because
that's the thing. She could replace a lot of teams, anyone on a lot of teams' third or fourth line, and just be amazing.
No, I thought it was so cool.
I just want to say one quick thing about All-Star Weekend, and I guess we can leave it at that. The best, you're missing the best part, Tess. It's the Tampa fan with the Brad Marchand sign that said
"Exterminate
the rat." And Marchand
he took a picture
a little
with
bit
them.
of he takes a picture with them. It has a little bit of I guess personality, and I think that's cool when anybody shows personality.
He embraces the hatred, and I mean, I think he's a little punk, but I'm sure if he was on my team, I'm sure I would like him, but he's just a weasel like he's always has been. But I mean, at least he has fun with it. Like, he was blowing kisses to the fans and stuff, and he was like, egging them on. And so, like, he does have personality, so you can't really hate the guy that much when he embraces it. And, like, he knows he's an asshole, so at least he acknowledges it. So it's not like, he's just like, no, I'm not. So it's fine. Just do your thing. Go enjoy your suspension.
Brian Boyle, we're missing that too. Brian Boyle, his him going to the All-Star game in general was cool, but then to get a huge standing ovation from a team, the fans that he used to play for down in Tampa was pretty cool too.
I think he would have got a standing anywhere, but I think the fact that it was in Tampa just made it more meaningful for him. And I don't know if you guys caught that during the game, but he said that he said his son was going through a lot of health issues right now, and his wife was left at home dealing with that because they thought it was important for him to be at the All-Star game. So my heart goes out to that family. They've been through a lot this season already. Right. So I send my best to them to finally catch a break. But no, I think seeing him get his standing ovation and just, you could see the emotion in his face and his eyes. I thought it was a special moment, All-Star weekend. It's just nice to see the guys all get along and just the hockey community come together as one. I think it's really cool.
Right. And now they have to get ready for the long stretch run that comes after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think here we are.
Yeah, exactly. We're a month out from trade deadline, and there's not really many breaks between that.
Nope.
So I think the next subject we got to go on, and this will probably eat up the rest of our time, is a couple episodes ago we did the forward grades. So tonight we are going to do the grades for the defensemen and the goalies. I think we're going to start at the high end and probably move our way down, and we'll start with Tyler. Again, we're doing a grading scale. You can do from a 0 to 100 or a letter grade or both. Tess invented the 0 to 100. So first we're going to go with defenseman, all-star defenseman Mike Green. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Mike Green, he's got 26 points in 48 games. That usually doesn't sound, great, but he's played really good for the Red Wings. Just eye test wise, I think he's averaged like 17, 18 minutes a night. I mean, he's probably a third pair on any other team, but since our defense is completely inept, he's been really good for us. So I would give him a B plus, somewhere around there.
Tess?
That's all I really have on that.
My turn.
I'm sorry.
Tess, what do you think?
Let's see. Well, I'm trying to debate. I believe I was hearing before the last game, play with the regular season with the Ken and Mickey we're talking about. But I believe they said Mike Green was having his best offensive season in the last handful of years he's been playing, which is nice because we suck. So he's been helping the team. Can't complain. I want to give him an A, but does he really deserve it? But then again, he's my sassy child's favorite player. I'll give him a 92 because he's trying, and he was an all-star, and his trade value is going up day by day, and he deserves to go to a winning team. So I think overall, he's probably been our most solid player, defensive player, obviously because we have no defense. So I'll give him a 92.
Yeah, I'd give Mike Green. I mean, a 92 for me is a little high. He's having his best offensive year in a while. Defensively, he's lapsed slightly. Mike Green for me is probably going to get an 85 to a 90. Like you said, he's our best player on the defense currently, probably next to Daly. But I think, I mean, he's going to be the big trade chip.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping a first round or a second round in a prospect for him. But I'd give him 85 to 90, B to B plus. So
when he's on his when he's having a really good streak going, I think he deserves to be in the A bracket, a low A minus 10A. But if he's just when the team's struggling and no one's really picking up slack, it's okay, you're in the B, you're just average, So that's where I think he falls.
The next defenseman, and we'll start again with Tyler. Trevor Daly. What do you think of Trevor Daly this year?
Yeah, Trevor Daly's, I mean, you said it. He's probably about the second best defenseman on the team, and that's really not saying much. Like I said, the D is pretty inept for the most part. He's played 43 games and has 7 points, so he hasn't done much offensively. He's a minus 10, and but he does average about 20 minutes a game, and he's not miserable defensively as most of our defensemen are. He's actually, with him and Mike Green are obviously the two best defensemen on the team, and we'll talk about the next guy at some point, and he's probably been the worst defenseman on the team. So I would give Daly somewhere around a 70 because he hasn't been miserable. He doesn't really turn the puck over a lot. He's pretty smart, but I mean, he does have a minus. What is it? What did I say? Minus 10.
Minus 10.
So I mean, you can't give him anything more than a C in my mind. It's C plus. I would say a 70.
Well, if you're gonna compare him to being decent like Mike Green, we just gave Mike Green the B to A range. I would be nice because I'm a nice person like that. I would give Daly an 84, and that's me being really nice because he's not Erickson, but he's not a Lidstrom. So I mean, you just got to settle for what you got, and he's somewhat solid. He doesn't turn the puck over. He hasn't really been I guess what I would want more is him to be more of an impact player because some days I forget we even have him or he's even on the ice. Then again, that's how I feel about a lot of our team.
It's a good thing for a defenseman, though, for the most part.
Unless your name's Erickson.
Well,
however, no, I would give Daly, I would put an 84. So a solid B.
All right.
Generous.
Yeah, I'd give Daly an 80 to an 85, B minus to B. He has been I believe our second best defenseman. Stats be damned. He's good defensively. If you don't hear his name and you don't recognize him on the ice, that means he's doing his job. He's not turning the puck over. He's making plays and getting it out of the zone. He is not scoring. He started coming on in the last few weeks, scoring more and helping assist, and then he got injured. So I think Daly is our second most productive defenseman. Would get a B minus to a B. And then we get the what I would like to call a sharp decline. it's like we're at a cliff and then we jump over the cliff.
Pretty much, yeah.
So we're
With the
going to
rest of our
grade
defense.
now the rest of our quote-unquote defense.
Oh,
And
Lord.
we'll start with Tyler and young Daniel DeKaiser.
27-year-old Danny DeKaiser out of Western Michigan, who we had so much promise for, so much hope for. Played really good his first 2 or 3 years in the league, and then last year couldn't stay out of being hurt. And then when he did play, he was terrible defensively, turned the puck over a lot. And this year is a lot of the same. He was hurt to start the year, and he's played 31 games, has 3 points in 31 games. I mean, you can't do more than that. He gets pushed off the puck a lot. He takes penalty. I mean, he only has 8 penalties, but I feel like he doesn't do a whole lot, and he's not responsible defensively like he once was. I don't really know what he does well, but he used to be really responsible at not turning the puck over, and he was starting to come on a little bit strong offensively, but he needs to hit the gym. I mean, I hate to be rude because I love the guy, but he needs to hit the gym, or I don't know, because he's got what is it, 5.5 for the next 5 or 6 years. We're stuck with this guy, and if he doesn't get any better, we're gonna have big problems.
This contract is insane. I'm pulling it up right now, but
I think it's 5.5.
What we're paying him is a flat 5, $5 million until 2022-23.
Yep.
So
that's what your general manager has done to you, Red Wings fans. That's exactly what he's done to you.
Because they base it off of his first season. Oh, if he's going to be like this for the rest of his career.
His first 2 or 3 seasons were pretty decent, and then he started getting pushed into a role that he wasn't comfortable with. He's not a number 1 defenseman. He's not a number 2 defenseman. He could have been a number 2 or a number 3 defenseman if played in the right spots and played with the right people.
He's been stuck with Eriksson. Can you really blame it?
He was really good when he played with Quincy. I will say that. Okay, so get to the final. Name. Ew. I loved Kyle Quincy. Anyways,
hated him.
So getting to the grade, I would say somewhere around a 60 to a 65. I think a D to a D plus is where he sits. I think he can redeem himself by playing a little bit better, but he also gets stuck with guys that don't play a lot of defense, like Mike Green, or he gets stuck with Xavier Ouellet or Eriksson or Cronwall. So, I mean, that's the best I can do for him.
Tess, what do you think?
I agree with Tyler. He's just been like he's a tall dude, but he has like no muscle. Like he's just like tall and lanky. Like, where's this kid that we were all so desperate to get out of Western? Like, I remember, what was it? Literally 4 years ago, we're like, we need to sign him. We're so excited, and now it's like Danny DeKaiser. Who is he? I would give him like a 68. I mean, it sucks that he's been injured. I think maybe because he has been injured, he's like afraid to play to his full potential, and plus he gets the shit end of the stick by playing with Eriksson. But yeah, if he like tried and maybe went to the gym more, he could be what we all thought he would be, like this great next defenseman, like the future for the Red Wings. But yeah, I don't know if that's gonna happen anytime soon. So yeah, a 68, a D. That's my final thought.
I agree. I'm giving him like 65 to a 70. I remember his first year, he made a lot of the same decisions that Lidstrom would have made, and then that all evaporated and went away. And literally, it could be
in one ear out the other.
Yeah, and it could be from him playing with garbage pairing, but he seems like he's not moving. He's not trying hard in puck battles, and I almost wonder if it's because he's given up. Like, he knows the team's not good.
And he's gotten the money.
Yeah, he's got the guaranteed contract. So he knows the team's not good. He knows they're not going anywhere, so why bother? And I feel like that's the attitude with a few of the players. But I was at the game against Chicago. I mean, he's almost invisible out there. And when you see him, it's glaring stuff like turning the puck over in his own end or failing to get to an assignment. There was a couple games where we lost they put him out there in overtime. Why would you do that? And he fails.
An idiot.
He misses an assignment and we lose. He is the younger mirror image of the next grade we're giving, which is Jonathan Erickson. So, Tyler, I'm going to let you start the Jonathan Erickson love fest with the grade for him.
Yeah, well, I will say one thing. Are we going to get to the other defensemen here? Jensen, Cromwell, Ouellette?
Yep. We're going to do Jensen, Cromwell, Ouellette, and we'll mention another one.
Okay, the promising one there. Okay, so Erickson, right? Jonathan Erickson. Big old Jonathan Erickson, supposed to be
Here we go.
a big defenseman. You know, he was the last pick in the draft, and you know he played really well with Cromwell in his career. Well, yeah, Jonathan Erickson's played 48 games and has 10 points. Yeah, sure, that sounds okay, right? +4, you know, everything looks good. No, he turns the puck over. He's not physical at all at 6'5", I think he is. If you watch him play, you literally wonder to yourself how he plays in the National Hockey League. Like, who the hell thought this guy was going to be a good hockey player? I can probably skate better than this guy. I'm 23 years old, and I could probably skate better than this guy. Maybe he's faster than me because he's bigger, but I can skate better than him. I don't get pushed over. I don't get pushed off the puck.
Like, didn't you start as a forward?
Can I just say one more thing? I don't understand how this guy is still like this guy can literally do no wrong, and someone needs to like start asking tough questions down there about what's going on with this guy, because some of the beat writers will tell you, "Oh, he's been good. Oh, he's been no, he's not been good. Watch the game. He has not been good. He turns the puck over. He takes stupid penalties."
And they go, "Oh my God, Jonathan
out
Erickson."
there. He gets right back out there.
He's a +4. He's been great, and I go, that doesn't plus minus is the most useless stat.
To a point. Can I just say one other thing, and we'll leave it there with Erickson, and I'll give you the grade. Usually, you watch a hockey game or you're playing hockey or whatever, and you take a penalty at the end of a game for the other team to tie the game up. You're not seeing the ice again. You're not going back out there. That's it. You're sitting your ass down. That's it. What is with this guy? The same thing happened with Babcock when he was here. He played with Cromwell. Get this guy out of here. Can someone please shoot this guy to the moon? Please. I'm not even joking when I say this. Like, someone needs to ask questions down there that are word shit, because I don't understand how this guy gets the ice time that he does. He plays 19 minutes a night. He averages 19 minutes a night, turning the puck over no less than 5 times a game. It's ridiculous.
Take a breath. Take a breath, Tyler.
So
anyway, out now.
So I assume you're giving him like a B.
No. There's no grade that you can give this guy that is justifiable. I would say a D-, and that's being really nice.
An F-.
Yeah.
Tess,
so that's my thoughts.
What can you say that hasn't been said about Jonathan Erickson?
Bring back Brendan Smith, because everyone hated him, but I bet y'all miss him now because we're stuck with Erickson.
I mean, I don't miss him, but he's better than Erickson.
At least he did stuff, and at least when he made mistakes, my boy B would own up to it. Erickson acts like he can do no wrong. Like Tyler said, he's like, I go out there, I just do whatever. He's a headache, and the grade I will give him is the letter E for
him.
That's what he gets. E.
So I'm gonna give him a big E, because that's what they call him. And that is what he deserves. Jonathan Erickson, every time I see him, I feel like whenever I scream at the TV, it's because of 2 things. It's because they're passing the puck instead of shooting, and it's because Jonathan Erickson has just turned it over in the defense.
Or took a penalty.
Or taken a dumb penalty. He is insanely frustrating to watch, and it's half because of how bad it is, and it's half of because how everyone says how improved he is, and that he's been one of the Red Wings' best defensemen this year. And
gag with a spoon.
I don't know what games they're watching. They must be just looking at stats, because anytime you watch the game, he's turning it over. or he's on the ice. He is in front of the net for every bad goal I have seen this entire season. You show me a bad goal, like tell me the goal and what happened. I will tell you either Erickson or DeKaiser were standing in front of that net when that goal went in. Because that has been every missed assignment. 98% of missed assignments I've seen this year have been Jonathan Erickson.
Someone should make a compilation of turnovers by Jonathan Erickson.
That's like just misery. Why would you torture yourself by watching Erickson videos? Absolutely not.
I think it would be pretty funny, to be honest with you.
That's a waste of time. I could be doing way more productive stuff with my day. It
ain't
worth it.
So can I just ask one question to both of you guys, and then we can leave this at
Sure,
this?
Tyler. Ask
Go
away.
ahead.
If you're the Red Wing organization and you have a guy like this, and you're trying to get younger, you're trying to make your team better for the future, and you have players in the minors that deserve a look.
Yep.
Why is this guy still getting ice time?
I would make a few phone calls and make sure that body would never be
a scratch.
So that's
is this guy ever going to be a scratch?
That's a good question. That actually leads us into our next main grade, which is Nicholas Kronwall. Why is he still getting ice time?
Because he's old and he's a leader and we're loyal and blah, 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 blah.
And he's about to get a robot knee?
I honestly feel he wanted just to play one season at LCA. Like I was saying that ever since they announced plans. I'm like, all our old grandpas on this team want to get that 1 year at the new arena because it's a shiny new toy. I can't blame them. We're gonna suffer, but I'm really hoping after this season he'll just hang him up because it's not fair to his body.
Yeah,
and
we've got
his
him
family to do it.
We've got him for 1 more year after this, but I'm hoping he retires too.
It's just been, it's too much on his body. He was great. When he was allowed to hit people, we loved him. Well, yeah, he freaking looks at a guy and they're like, you're suspended. You were going to hit him, but we're going to suspend you. That's basically how they treat him now.
Yeah.
He's just, how does he have any goals this year? I don't even know his stats.
He's 2-10. He's got 12 points in 45 games and he's a -9.
I mean, he hasn't done anything stupid. Or anything but he hasn't done anything great. So I would give him an 80, a B-. He's just there. He's trying to do his job. He's not making big mistakes like Erickson, but he's not trying like Mike Green. So I mean,
all right. Tyler, what's your quick grade on Kronwall so we can get to the rest of these guys?
Yeah, he tries harder than DeKaiser. I give him credit. I give him all the credit in the world because he's 36 years old and still wants to play, and that's what he grew up wanting to do, and it's drafted to the Red Wings and whatever. But it's time. It's time for him to go. And just a quick grade, I would say somewhere around a C+ because he hasn't been miserable defensively, but he brings nothing offensively. And when is someone going to tell Jeff Blashill to get his ass off the power play?
Yeah,
he still plays 18 minutes a night, dude. 18 minutes a night. Are you kidding me? Do what Vancouver did with the Sedins. Put his ass on the third D pair and let him play 14, 15 minutes a night. 18 still?
How many minutes does
my god?
How many minutes does Nick Jensen get?
I think somewhere around 15. Jensen, somewhere 14.
Yeah,
somewhere around 14.
Kronwall's getting more minutes, and he's virtually immobile. I haven't ice skated in years, and I could skate past Kronwall. So he's old, and I commend the dude for wanting to tough it out another year. And God, I hope he quits after this year. I hope he says it's too much. His leg falls off or something like that. But
I don't wish that, but
no. But God, somewhere close to that. But
call up Tanya Harding and just pull a Nancy Kerrigan.
I'm hoping that he can go the way of Cleary because I think he'd be awesome for the kids in Grand Rapids. I'm gonna give him a C minus-ish. He's just slow and his only defense is hopefully he can stick his stick out there while they're skating by him. So
I can see him behind the bench.
Yeah, me too. But I'm gonna pair our next two so we can get to the last one, and we'll save goalies for next week. Ouellette and Jensen, who have spent their time kind of switching out. Ouellette's played much less. They are young-ish. They are defensive-ish. They're not great. They are average at best. I'm giving them both the same thing between us. Actually, I'm going to give them both C's. They are average. They still make dumb mistakes by turning the puck over. Jensen is at least a little more mobile and can move the puck up the ice. Uh, Ouellette seems like another possible DeKaiser. So I'm not sure.
Oh,
I'm not sure what they're going to do with him. I think the Ouellette experiment is over. I think he's probably gone at the end of the year. Jensen, they might. I could see them maybe trying to package him in a trade, but they're both average at best. I mean, C's at best.
See, I like Jensen. I think he's decent. Ouellette, I think, hasn't really gotten a fair shot. But then, I mean, it's hard to grade these guys because they're all playing with shit too. You know, they look like shit because they're playing with shit, like Cronwall and DeKaiser and Eriksson. And I can't believe I just said those guys in the same breath because Cronwall was one of the best defensemen we've had in a long time, besides Lidstrom, obviously. But those two together, I mean, I guess would get somewhere around a C or a C plus because I think Jensen's been a lot better than Ouellette, but I think Ouellette still has a little bit of upside. But like I said, I mean, you could be right. The experiment could be over pretty soon for both of them.
Tess, what do you think?
I agree with what Greg said, like packaging them together. They're both just C's, like average at best. But like I do think and agree that Ouellette really hasn't been given like as much of a fair shot as Jensen has. I remember when Jensen was first called up. Was it last year he was called up? Or the year before?
Might have been a bit for the year before, but last year full time.
Because I remember like his first few games, he was just playing really solidly, and I was like, it was like a surprise because he was just this guy from Grand Rapids just calling up because shocker, we had another injury or something, and he just kind of filled that role and he did well. So there was some promise, but he's just kind of been blended, which some games are good, a good thing if your name isn't called. But then again, you want to be like a standout player. Like we have no defense, you want someone to make a name for themselves, and they just really haven't done a lot. So C's like I like 73 to 74, like a solid C.
All right. I think that's pretty much the general consensus. And we're going to get to the last thing real quick before we wrap up is he played one game and it's Joe Hicketts and the kid is it's like a comet flying around on the ice. He was up in the play. He was going back on the back check and just taking pucks away, passing pucks up ice. He had the beautiful pass between him, Larkin, and Bertuzzi. Too bad it got passed back one more time, or else he would have got an assist. Hicketts, he brought energy to the team. He played with Eriksson. The game after, Eriksson scored a goal, so it must have rubbed off on him for like 5 seconds. But that one game, I would have given Hicketts an A. I would have. I mean, the kid was awesome, and we need to see more of that on the ice.
Yeah, I agree. Somewhere around an A. I mean, I like the kid. I want, like I said before, I want them to start letting these contracts run out or try to buy some of these guys out. I know you can only do one a season or make Cronwall retire or whatever, because I want to see Hronek. I want to see Russo. I want to see more of Russo. And I mean, he did really well. You know, he did make some mistakes, so you can't give him an A plus, but he did a really good job. And he's what, 5'8". I mean, you gotta love players like that. I mean, he could be our Torrey Krug, run the power play a little bit of defense.
Yeah, the kid he looked
What's
great
wrong with that.
He's tiny but mighty.
Are we doing goalies as well?
No, we're gonna do goalies next week. We're almost out of time.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I think for Hicketts, like for me, since it only was one game, I think I should go off like a pass fail, like it was like his tryout kind of. So I'll give him like a pass plus. But I agree. We need to have our baby Griffins come up here full time. I'm so over these old people. Like, we just need to start the process. Like, just like Tyler said, get rid of the old farts. Grandpas need to go retire. Bring up the babies, and we can just have like a youthful team where everyone's in their 20s. Like, say what? Say what? Yeah. I'm all for that, but we'll just see what happens. Just you have to give these guys like some chances, because how do you know if they're going to be able to handle it if you don't give them a chance? I'm like,
Exactly.
I know the saying is, Red Wings are known for letting the Griffins, overripe. They want them
Yeah.
overripe, but we're not at that stage anymore. We
No,
need
we
them now.
get them
We need them
fast track time.
fresh out of the womb. We need them now.
Deliver them to our ice, please.
I
Hot
will
and
say
ready. Come
one
on.
thing, guys. I don't know if you guys have realized, but pretty much everybody that's come up from the Griffins, like over the last like year or so, since they've kind of committed to this younger movement, everyone that's come up has actually had an impact. Besides Pulkkinen, because he was kind of brutal, but
Yep.
I mean, Turgeon was good. Bertuzzi's been good. Hickett's was good for a bit. Russo did a pretty good job last year too when he was up.
Burke was great.
Larkin, Mantha, Ferk. I mean,
Yeah.
they've kind of hit on every one of them. I mean, none of them have been superstars, but I mean, you keep bringing them up. At some point, one of them's going to be a freak.
Yeah.
I guess it still shows that, like, even though we haven't agreed with how, the drafting and trading and all that stuff is going, like, at least our Griffins, like, they're doing something right in Grand Rapids, because every guy we call up, they do what they're told to do, and they make an impact. They make their name be remembered. So I can't complain on that aspect. I just wish we had better coaching and better management to just see these guys more. And just, can you imagine if we had all these babies on our team, if we got rid of all of, I love that, but have him go, Cromwell go, get rid of Erickson, get rid of all of these older players, because the game is only getting faster and younger. Just have a group of babies and we could be freaking top dog again. Imagine the possibilities.
Speaking of which, I just want to throw this out there because, and then I'll take us out here. I did tweet something earlier. I was kind of looking into the upcoming draft, and I'm sure a lot of Red Wings fans, if you're listening to this, you're probably a hardcore Wings fan. These are going to be some names to look at for this year's draft, and I'm going to kind of do this every podcast from now until the draft. 3 names to look at, guys. Adam Boquist, he's a defenseman. He's playing in Sweden. Then you got Quinn Hughes, who's playing up the road in Ann Arbor. So definitely take a look at him. He's a defenseman. And then you have Oliver Wahlstrom, who is supposed to be this pure goal scorer. So just 3 names there. I'm going to throw 3 more next week, and just so anybody, because obviously this Red Wings team is going nowhere fast. And then, obviously you can only search so many prospects. So I think that would be a pretty good thing. You guys agree with that?
Yeah. Yeah, we can do a episode on prospects too, like before the draft, some draft highlights.
Right. I mean, I just figured I'd throw that out there because Boquist is supposed to be a Carlson like defenseman. I guess he's got 5-tool forward skills, and then Quinn Hughes I've seen play a million times. But okay, so that's where we're gonna end things here. Greg, do you have anything? Tess, do you have anything left?
No, just Twitter handles. You can follow me. You can follow me on Twitter. You follow me on Twitter at Bringing the Wing.
You can follow me on Twitter at TMDudleyXO.
You can follow me on Twitter at Tyler_Seal. You can also follow the Winged Octopus on Twitter at Winged Octopus, and you can like us on Facebook. You can also follow us on Instagram, and we're going to be getting the Snapchat going here pretty soon. The last thing I'll say is the Red Wings take on the San Jose Sharks tomorrow, Wednesday at 8 p.m., and then they play again Friday and Saturday, a back-to-back at Carolina, at Florida. So from Tyler here and Tess and Greg, I'm Tyler. So everybody have a good night. Stay classy, Hockey Town.
Sweet.